My friend said she's never had anyone who quotes the Constitution more than me. And I find it to be an interesting document because I used to be among the group that was ignorant. You know, politics is not my monkey, not my circus, until I realized actually politics is my monkey and my circus because it determines everything. I wish I knew this 10 years ago because then I would have shaped the policies that are now zenye zinanifinya. Because I wasn't there, I was ignorant. So there's on 27th of August, Nelson Harvey, LSK president, said that there are things that need to be changed in the Constitution, but not what is being alluded to in the BBI. And he said there's a part of the Constitution that says if Parliament is unconstitutional, I think the CJ shall recommend that it be dissolved. But then the Constitution doesn't say what happens if the CJ doesn't take that step. Also, on the rule of law, what I'm looking for this word.
Garaza nation.
Say to me.
Hata na Kiluya nimeshindwa kuipata. The ignoring of court orders by the executive. What does the Constitution say when the president doesn't obey the court orders? What steps should be taken towards that? Is there a provision for that? Is that something that the Constitution can really prescribe to the letter?
But Lucia, but it does. That's what President Harvey was talking about. The issue of impeachment, which of course is difficult because it requires the parliament to initiate it. But that disobedience of court orders is also a ground for impeachment. Okay, it's all in the Constitution. If the CJ does not advise the president, and I found out that he has advised the president.
Yes, he has actually.
Yeah, he has. So that section says the president shall, dissolve parliament. So it's that's what the president should be dealing with, not the BBI.
But then he's not. So what options is Wanjiku left with? Because Parliament has been weakened. We don't expect Parliament to impeach the president. The president is unconstitutional, so is Parliament, and the president refuses to dissolve Parliament. So which option does that leave us with?
If you have read this Constitution, and I see it's
fairly new.
No, it looks very dirty. So you have been reading it, which is very good. Now I want you to go through that Constitution and see how central the people are in that Constitution. Okay, you start with Article 3 if you want. The fact that the executive power is derived from the people, judicial power is derived from the people, legislative power is derived from the people. We can recall our MPs and MCS, all right? The security people operate in the interest of, with the authority of the people, commissions, everybody. Now, if Parliament can't do it, why can't we do it as a people? Why do we have all these powers which we don't use? And the reason is because of the politics of division. Okay? But within this Constitution, we can,
Mr. President.
Yeah.
In another country, Uhuru now will be impeached.
He will be. Because I remember in South Africa, I think in 2015, when the student protests started with fees must fall.
Yeah.
And it moved to Zuma must fall. You know, because now, and I think we are on that trajectory, because now government is cutting funding from higher education.
But you won't be on that trajectory unless you deal with the elephant or the monkey, you know, in the room, and that is the Constitution talks of the people, but who are these people?
We don't have a sense of ownership
That's
to
right.
this document.
That's right.
A lot of people have this document sitting in their houses, but they don't know what this document says.
And we are also divided. Do you think that we have a political party that can mobilize against the barons at the moment?
No, I don't think so.
It will take time, and so this is a great question that you have to think through. That it takes a struggle to bring, you know, Kenyans together around the vision of the Constitution. So you have to organize them, you have to mobilize them, you have to convince the person in Nyanza who says that if Raila reads the Constitution, you know, we are okay with it, he will tell us what it says. You have to convince these persons, the poor people in Kenya, that poverty cuts across all of us.
Yeah.
And it should unite us, you know, to implement this Constitution. And that's politics.
Yeah. So
That is politics. And it means that your generations might take 20 years or more to have that kind of...
20 years is a very long time. That's a whole other generation.
Yeah, because you have to figure out why Baba has that following. How did he have that following? How the Mudhamaki has the same following. How Kalonzo, how you get the campus to get out of this myth that when Kalonzo swims in Tana River, I doubt whether he swims there. You know, the crocodiles flee, or they make way for him to sink. Okay, just like Raila has his own myths. He speaks to dead people. You know, when there is a funeral, Raila, he goes to the coffin. If he has his black fly whisk, he raises it. If he doesn't have it, he puts his hand and sends messages to
The dead.
through the personage. That myth is something that is we just have to dismantle. Okay? And they all know how to organize. You have to look at the prophet of war and ask, why do people in Nakuru clean
The road.
The roads.
Jesus didn't get even that
Close
kind
to
of
that.
treatment, except Mary Magdalene, who washed his leg with his feet with oil. So I always tell young people, find out what makes these people tick, apart from the money.
And dismantle that.
They are geniuses in mobilization, disorganization, everything. And you learn from your enemy. If you want to fight your enemy, you have to find his strong or her strong points. So that's what you have to do. If you want the people, you have to. Your generation is becoming very multi-ethnic, you know, through marriages, and you have come to realize that your material interests, education, everything else is not working. That should mobilize you. Yeah. And don't be in a hurry. Yeah. The Constitution took 40 years to make. Yeah. So you go back to... Your heroes should be Jesus, Muhammad, people, John the Baptist, the lone voice in the wilderness, and you start, coming with a voice that says Kenya needs this. Kenya needs this, and consistently, and you have your own political parties that keep on saying, you know, our generation deserves better. Okay, but to do that, you have to find out, you know, why these guys are so powerful.
What makes them think?
Yeah, it's not money. I mean, money is part of it, but it's
the hypnotization.
The control over the people.
Even if it's witchcraft or whatever, you find out how to do it. You know.
So this brings me to my next question. For
heaven's sake, get your own churches.
Oh man, they know me scare you. Dennis is our bishop.
There is money there, right? It's a lot of money. When you mobilize people, you know, you tell them, you know, those peasants, if they are giving the pastor 10 eggs, they should give you 5. That's why you begin.
At least for a start.
Yeah.